Namaskar, dear devotees and friends. Today, Sunday morning, and we will be discussing the Yoga Vasistha. Let us begin. Dikkaladi anabachinna ananta chinmatra murtaye swanubhuti ekamanaya namah shantaya tejase. I salute the Supreme Brahman, who is beyond all qualities, tranquil, above all limitations, the embodiment of infinite consciousness, and can be known only through the proof of one's own experience. Friends, today Rishi Vasistha, he is teaching his disciple Sri Rama the practice and the experience of the Gyana. So, those who are following the path of the Gyana, how they practice? So, that is, he will be saying that the Rishi Vasistha is teaching Apadi Achala Chitta. Apadi Achala Chitta Asmi Jagat Mitram Cha Sampadi Bhava Abhava Vihina Asmi Tena Jivami Anamayam. The 6th chapter, the 3rd verse, it says like that: the practice of the AtmaGyana. The practice of the AtmaGyana, why is this any special? Yes, because those who are practicing the duality, for them it is so easy. The God is there, I am here, I am cooking for God, I am plucking flowers to decorate God. Not only that, they will be putting different type of clothings, that they will be changing the dresses, and so many other forms they will express their devotion. Someone is there and we can. Why it is so easy? Because the object, and I am doing something. So, by that way we are accustomed. So, we are always feel that yes, I can see, I can touch, I can smell, I can taste, all these things is easy. So, that is the reason they always say it is better to follow the path of devotion, bhakti. The God and me, and any action that I do, I offer to God. That is the. And another path, the yoga, of course difficult, but it continuously is an effort to control the mind. Objects are there and I am withdrawing the mind from the objects. The actions are going on. So, that is the practice. My mind is going to see something and I am, no, I should not see that. I close my eyes, I withdraw the mind, and the continuously effort is going on. And when the actions are there, mind is happy. The mind needs action. It's like the small little children with lot of energy. They'll be constantly jumping, running, talking. So, by that way only it goes on. So, this is the way we are thinking. But those who are following the path of knowledge, what they should do? They don't meditate, because they don't have anything to meditate. Who is meditating on whom? That is their idea. So, we should not mix up the three things and we should not get confused about it. Most of the time the different type of question comes and people actually mix up these three, and this is very clear. The 3 paths, 4 paths are there. The devotional path, very clear, and the path of the yogins, the meditating and withdrawing, and the path of the Gyana. When they are practicing the path of devotion, they say the God. Those who are practicing meditation, the path of yoga, they say Paramatma, the goal. And those who are following the path of knowledge, that is Brahman. Now, this is very clear. Keeping in mind, now as because we are traveling with or listening or learning from the Rishi Vasistha, Guru Vasistha, who is teaching us the pure Advaitic knowledge? That is Yoga Vasistha. The pure Advaitic knowledge. Naturally, the practices are also Advaitic. They are not meditating, because who will be meditating on what? They are not worshipping. Who will be worshipping whom? There is no object, there is always subject. How they practice? This is the practice of AtmaGyana. I am steady even in distress. Constantly they will be suggesting themselves, their mind, very alert all the time. Different type of problems are coming, but I am steady. Apadi, in distress, in problem, achala chitta, I am steady. We have to listen to these. Those who are thinking, oh, path of Gyana is good, it suits me. I am a student of science, so this is good for me. But here, today, we will be discussing the practices. And we have to understand whether this type of practices are really we can do or not. When there are problems, I am completely aware of the problem but undisturbed. So that is why it says apadi achala chitta. Chitta means the mind stuff. Achala is not having any reaction when apadi. Apada means in distress, in problems. Jagat mitram cha sampadi. And when there is I am very friendly when everything is successful. There is no problem for me again. Those who are making the success in different places, they are happy. I am also happy with them. No jealousy at all. No comparison at all. Oh, they are so happy. One should not think in that way, because we are following the path of knowledge. Then ultimately, asmi, the I. What is that I? The I that is connected with this body and mind? The I that we say the ego? No, not that. That I is the consciousness, which is unperturbed, undisturbed when there is a sampada, when there is success, and bipada, when there is distress, when there is problem, miseries. And he says, bhava abhava vihina. I have no idea of gain or loss. Bhava abhava vihina. Friends, we should be very, very careful, those who are interested to follow the path of knowledge, those who are practicing the path of knowledge. These are the practices. And when you go to the temple and we listen to some talks or some monks, and then we'll go and sit for meditation, we read some books, and we say we are following the path of knowledge. No, not at all. Those who are following the path of knowledge are completely different type. Very, very rare type. So that is the reason one should be very careful choosing the path of knowledge. It seems it is so easy, but it is so hard because you don't have anything to cling to. So before choosing, one must listen what the Guru is telling, teaching. He says, I have no idea of gain or loss. So that is some people are very, very successful, they are very happy, and I feel dejected. Why this is not happening to me all the time? No problem for me. So gain or loss, if that is there, then you are not fit for the path of knowledge. Therefore, I live happily. The how I will know that I am really following the path of knowledge and really making the progress, I am happy. When I am happy? When there are distresses, I am happy. When I am happy? When there is success. I am not having any idea of loss or gain. Oh, I could have been there, I could be doing this or that. Nowadays, the temptations are so much, the great temptations. Why? Because of this. Almost everyone just putting a camera before and giving a talk and then putting it, and some people will be there listening and clapping like that. It will come, and then your ego is boosting up. Oh, previously it was 14 people who were following me. Now it is 24 people. It is increasing, and you are not following the path of knowledge then, whatever you are talking about. So these points, once again, apadi achala chitta. In distress, I am not disturbed. My mind is tranquil. Jagat mitram cha sampadi. I am friendly when all there is success. There is no jealousy in me. Let you be happy, let you be successful. Bhava abhava vihina. There is no competitive idea within me. No bhava, no abhava. The gain or loss, not at all. And I am always happy. Tena jivami anamayam. I am very happily, I am living. So that is the main practice. Then the Guru goes on telling, Niriha asmi, nirasa asmi, khabat, swastha asmi, nispriha, shanta asmi, aham arupa asmi, chira ayu achala sthita. The fourth verse. Niriha asmi. What is that niriha? I am indifferent in worldly matters. So many people will be coming and talking to you. So many things will be happening. But I am indifferent. That's why Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said, those who are working in the offices, those who are in the household, in the family, so they should not practice this. Why? It is not possible. It will be hypocrisy then. So when you go to the office and then you hear the layoff is going on, the people are getting fired, and naturally the tension, what will happen? And in that case, how can you follow this? You are reading one or two books and then thinking that, oh, I am following the path of knowledge. At the same time, all these tensions. No, it is better to follow the path of bhakti then. That's why Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, in general, he suggested Naradiya Bhakti is a devotion mixed with knowledge. But the pure knowledge, the path of pure knowledge, only a handful can do, who are those who have left the hearth and home, no responsibility, all alone, and really, really very strong mind. They can only follow. Niriha asmi. I am completely indifferent. Does it mean that I am like a stone? No. I have the feeling. I go and talk to those people, encouraging them, listening to their problems, and all those things, whatever happening or around. But at the same time, I am not attached to that. I am not getting agitated. I am not going to take any action. So that mentality, the temperament, the completely, that's why Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, in his own unique way, he said, first you apply oil in your hand, then you open the raw jackfruit. Otherwise, the sticky thing in the jackfruit will be sticking in your skin. It will be very difficult to remove that, clean that. So what is that oil? The knowledge. What is that knowledge? I am Brahman. I am Atman. I am all pervading. We will come one after another. So the practices today, the Guru is teaching. What is the practice? I am indifferent in the worldly matters. Niriham asmi. Again, nirasha asmi. What is the nirasha? I am free from desire. No asha. Asha means desire, hope. Asha, literally hope. I don't have any hope. I don't have any desire. So no question of nirasha. If I am not expecting anything to get, then if I don't get, it doesn't mean that I am not getting that. I never wanted that. So nirasha, there should not be any desire in the mind of the person who is following the path of knowledge. Khabat. The khabat, I am like the sky, open, broad-minded. So many things are happening, but untouched. When the dust worm comes, the wind is carrying the dust, whole sky is covered. Particularly we have seen in the northern India, where the that dust is coming, the terrible dust. The city is covered. You can't see the sky even, as if the sky is covered with the dust. But the sky, the akasha, the space, it is not affected. So the example that they are giving, there may be many things will be passing on you. So many things will be happening on you, but you are completely unperturbed, undisturbed. When Swami Vivekananda came in this, yesterday was that particular day when Vivekananda gave that unique lecture, which actually rejuvenated the whole India, particularly, and Asia. So that Vivekananda, and you know the people, the little-minded people, all the time, anyone is successful anywhere, immediately they will pounce on that and go on criticize. So people started writing against some people. They started writing against, they were unhappy. The Vivekananda got success. They're very narrow type of minded people. So when those letters used to come to the friends and American friends over here, and naturally they say, Swamiji, why you are not replying to them? Tell them what is the truth. Why you are silent? Vivekananda is a sannyasi. So when someone is personally criticizing or saying something, he said, I am not supposed to do anything. I depend on God. God will check. God will see. I go on my path, not disturbing. I am not disturbed by their criticism. And then, as it was his own, he jokingly said, see my personality? Either you have to appreciate me, or you may criticize me, but you cannot ignore me. That is my personality. So this is called the Gyana yogi, the follower the path of knowledge. When so many people, he was alone here in this country, and he was really giving his whole life for the rejuvenation of India. And the Indians, a few Indians, unhappy, they were criticizing him. Still some people are there, are not understanding anything. Then when some people, they try to criticize, I always tell them, please note down what is your contribution, what you have done. Whatever you have done, you've done for yourself, for your family. And look at Vivekananda's contribution. He has done for the whole nation, for the whole humanity. And you compare and you criticize a little lamb criticizing sun. So that Vivekananda never cared, but that is the symbol, that is the characteristics of the path of knowledge, those who are following the path of knowledge. I am indifferent, nidiham asmi, nirasham asmi, I am free from desire, khabat asmi. I am like the sky. You know, those who are the students of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna's biography, so you must have noticed, and the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna also, that incident came. One person, he was a householder, as because it is very easy. When you are following the path of devotion means it is very difficult. You have to get up in the morning, bathing, changing the clothes, plucking the flower, pasting the what's called that the sandalwood, and all those things, all preparation. Then you are fasting and going and sitting and taking the name of God and worshipping, offering food. Then only you are taking food. It goes for 3-4 hours in the morning. Those who are practicing that is really hard, very hard, and day after day. Not that one day occasionally you have done, day after day, regularly, because it is a practice. And in the evening again the same thing. In the daytime also, they will be reading, they will be thinking, they will be singing. But and the yoga, very difficult. You have to be always alone and not allowing your mind to mix with anyone, not listening to the radio or television or newspaper, no friends. You are all the time aloof, maybe in a cave, and constantly trying to withdraw your mind. That is the path of yoga. Very, very difficult. And Gyana, you just say, see, I am a Gyani and I am thinking in this way. You are actually a hypocrite by that way. So that's why a genuine person should be Ka-like. One person used to come to Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna and he always used to say, I am like Ka. From here, from the Yoga Vasistha, he used to say, I am like Ka, I am like the sky, nothing happens to me. The Sri Ramakrishna didn't say anything. One day so happened, he took some loan, he couldn't pay it back. So naturally the law people, they came and they were taking away all his property, as is the rule that it goes in the, and he was crying. Sri Ramakrishna was passing, he stopped and looked at him and said, hey, what happened to you? Look at it, they are all taking away all my property, what will happen to me? Then Sri Ramakrishna said, but what is that to you? You are Ka. Ka means the sky. You are the sky. Then why? So saying one thing, pretending and truly practicing, really, really difficult. So he said, I am like the sky. So many things are happening. Nothing is disturbing me. Because I know these are all temporary. Just like the picture that I see. It has no reality. So why should I be so much emotional about that? And it says, Shantashmi, I am pure. Because I don't have in the ego. The words that has been used over here, usually the Shanta means the calm. Here as because I don't have any desire, so I am pure. Shanta Ashmi. Aham Arupa Ashmi. Then free from longing for the worldly objects. Arupa. Because I don't have, the Arupa means I don't have any form. The literal meaning of the Arupa, no Rupa. Rupa means the form. I don't have any form. The Aham Arupa Asmi, here it says that I am longing for worldly things and free from that. I am calm, tranquil minded. I am not attracted by any form. Arupa Asmi. Then I am in reality eternal. Chira Ayuhu. Chira Ayuhu. I am eternal. I don't die. Why? Because I am the Atman. Atman cannot die. Then what happens? From the Vedantic point of view, are there so many, the Atmans are there, Jivatman, Pratyagatman, we say the same Atman, it is residing in different hearts? Yes. From one sense it is, of course it is yes. But in reality it is not. Then they give the example of reflection of the sun on the waves of the ocean. And the suns, when the waves you see, so many varieties, so many waves will be there, and each and every wave is having the reflection of the sun as if the sun is there everywhere. So many millions. But are they truly? No. So one is the apparent and another is real. So one, the wave, when it smashes, mixed with the ocean, it goes back, then we say, oh, that sun is broken. But no, it was not there at all. It was a reflection. Sun is as it is there. The same way the Vedanta will say, all those individual self that we see, and it is the reflection of the consciousness on our intellect. Reflection is not real. Even the reflection is so powerful that gives us the ego, I. When that we understand that it is only reflection and go back to the original, think of that. There will be no I, only big I, yes. Not small I, that will be big I. Aham Brahmasmi. I am that eternal. I am that truth. So that big I will be there. So Kacha Ami, Paka Ami, in the words of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. This is so unique. Those who understand Bengali, for them it is really, really very easy to understand the whole philosophy of the Hinduism. This is the Kacha Ami, the unripe ego. which is associated with this body, unripe ego, as if. And the Pakami, that I will be there. But there is no ego, because that is only one thing remaining. There is no question of ego. So that is Pakami, ripened ego. A ripened ego means that God, the Brahman. And it says, I am eternal. That is the ripened ego. I am immovable, a ripened ego. So it's completely different way they are practicing. Spiritual students of the path of knowledge do not do any ritualistic worship, do not practice meditation. Their spiritual practice is constant remembrance. They go on remembering. So that is the way Abhayananda, the one of our great Swamiji, when we first joined in that order, he was very old by that time. Swami Vivekananda ji was the president and Abhayananda ji was the manager of the Belur Math. And of course the others were there. So this Abhayananda ji was very famous as Bharat Maharaj. Though it was not his real name, as a Bharat Maharaj, the name was given to him. He was a freedom fighter, and then the police was chasing 4 friends. They were freedom fighters. When the police was chasing, then ultimately they became monks of the Ramakrishna order, and the authority changed their names to save them from the police atrocities. And Ram, Lakshman, Bharat, Shatrugna. We have not seen the Ram, Lakshman, Bharat, Shatrugna. It is the Bharat we have seen, the Bharat Maharaj. He was the follower of Gyana, Gyana Margi. In the beginning we couldn't understand, and when we saw him, as because he was the manager, so obviously it was his duty to see that everything is all right in the Belur Math. And so many temples are there, worships are going on, whether the pujari is there, the helpers are there, everything he used to look after. Then that so thousands of devotees every day coming, taking prasad. So naturally it's a very, very big job. But he was unperturbed all the time. And then the flow of people, all the aristocrat people of Calcutta, they used to come. There was a great attraction for Bharat Maharaj. Then our ex-Prime Minister of India, Indira Gandhi, used to come to him. So he was unperturbed. Whether Indira Gandhi has come or some other people have come, he was unperturbed, as it is. And he never used to go to the main temple of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. And we have seen that unique form. Bireshwarananda ji, who was the president, he is with the folded hand constantly looking at the image of Sri Ramakrishna, and we could feel that he is constantly praying, and he will never turn back to the image. He will be slowly keeping his front to the Thakur. That is to show the respect. You are not supposed to turn the back for that God. So he used to do like that, and Bharat Maharaj exactly by his side, but he will never put his hand in the folded way. Rather, he will put his hand at the back, and he will be looking to what the Maharaj is doing. He will be seeing and looking at the image. He will be giving instruction to the other brahmacharis and staff, what to do, what not to do, how the decoration should be, etc., etc. But no pranam. He was all the time alert, all the time, every moment. In the beginning, when we were very young, we couldn't understand. Then slowly we understood that is the way of. But in Belur Math, there's no problem. One is full of devotion, another is full of knowledge. Both are practicing 2 paths in the same organization, side by side. That is the uniqueness of the Ramakrishna mission. So here we found that you have to constantly go on practicing. I used to wonder, the Bharat Maharaj is not meditating, constantly he is in the office, right from the morning till in the evening time. Then all people will finish their dinner, then only he will retire. All the time sitting in the office. I never saw him doing any meditation. I never saw him doing any japa. So I used to wonder what he is doing. Afterwards, when he came to know about the path of knowledge and their practices, Then we realized. So he used to practice in that way. There are many other Swamis also. Swami Vivekananda, he made the Advaita Ashrama, non-dualistic practices. In Belur Math itself, it is a branch of the Belur Math, Ramakrishna Mission. In Himalaya, there is Advaita Ashrama is there. They have a branch in Calcutta. I was there for 12 years. And constantly they practice the path of knowledge. And they are broad-minded, accepting everyone. Even those who are criticizing, they are very friendly with them too. Because they don't have any desire. That is the main practice. Not that everybody is successful. Like any path, all are not successful. Here also challenges are there. But when they are successful, they are very happy and very nice people. So that is, they will be, I am indifferent. I am free from desire. I am like the sky. I am pure. I am free from longing for the worldly objects. I am calm, tranquil. I am not attracted by any form. I am in reality eternal. I am immovable. Friends, you have noticed the Shankaracharya, who is the propounder of the Gyana Marga. The Shankaracharya also gave the practices, what one should practice. And O you, boast not of wealth, friends and you. Each one of these is destroyed within a minute by time. Free yourself from the illusion of the world of Maya and attain the truth which is Brahman. Shankara, then I am actually reading from that Moho Mudgara, and it says the Bhajago Vindam also. Ma kuru dhana jana yauvana garbam harati nimeshat kala sarvam maya mayam idam akhilam hitva brahma padam tvam prabhisha viditva. Bhajago Vindam, Govindam Bhaja Mudamati. This is a devotion. Then they will be singing, people will be singing, Bhaja Govindam, Govindam Bhaja Mudamati. But what he is teaching? Teaching the practice of knowledge. Ma kuru dhana jana yauvana garbam harati nimeshat kala sarvam maya mayam idam akhilam hitva brahma padam tat prabhisha viditva. What a wonderful way, very melodious way. He is teaching the practice of knowledge. Don't be boastful of the wealth of your friends or the youth. Sometimes some people, they are connected with the higher society people, and they boast about that. See, I can pick up the phone, I can talk to this man or that man. A sannyasi, a true follower of the path of knowledge, should not keep that type of connections. Basking in the reflected glory, that is dangerous. Someone is very powerful, and I am connected with him or her, and I bask in that glory. And I tell people, oh, he is my friend. Oh, our president is my friend. Then you can come to me, I can help you. That is dangerous for the path of knowledge, and particularly for the sannyasins. So why? The what friends? Any time it may go. So, and the youth. Sometimes some people are they are constantly thinking that they are the most powerful, they are beautiful, they are strong, they are physic, but any moment, kala sarvam, any moment it may go, it may be destroyed. We do not know. Any time, anything may happen. That this is the way one should be careful. The free yourself from the illusion of the world of Maya. Maya mayam idam akhilam hitva. And what you should do? Attain the truth, which is Brahman. Brahma padam tvam pravisha viditva. By knowing what is that Brahman. The Brahman is nothing but the consciousness. Everywhere. So one should be very, very careful. Acharya in his Nirvana Shatakam also, the same way the Shankaracharya is teaching how one should practice the path of knowledge. He teaches, I am not the mind, not the intellect, I am not the ego, I am not the chitta, the mind staff. I am not the ear, I am not the tongue, I am not the nose, I am not the eye. I am not the space, I am not the earth, I am not the fire, I am not the air. I am auspicious, I am Shiva, I am Shiva. The famous, the stotra, it says, Mano buddha hamkara chittani naham, nacha shotra juve, nacha grana netre, nacha vyoma bhumi, na tejo, na vayu, Satchidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham. So these are the practices when the people who are practicing the path of knowledge, they go on chanting, go on remembering, go on thinking that I am not this body, I am not this mind. So why unnecessarily? Some problem is there in the body, it is okay. And some people are talking ill against you, it's okay. Because I am not the mind. Who feels? Mind only. The thoughts only. In the chitta, in the mind staff, all that is recorded in the past what happened and at present what is happening, and that will be again open up in the future. I don't have that. I am completely free of that. I don't think anyway. Then someone who actually was your enemy, then after some time if he comes before you, he was criticizing you, he was opposing you, but if they come, you just simply don't remember that they were doing any harm to you. It's okay for you. So this is the path and this is the way, constantly they goes on thinking, this mind, the intellect, the ego, the mind stuff, I am not, I am not, I am not. Not only that, after that the gross, the subtle and then the gross. This the ear, the tongue, the nose, the eye, then the vast thing. I am not the sky even. I am not this earth. When you think about the vastness, I am vast like the sky. I am not that even. Then what? I am the purity. What is that auspiciousness, the purity? Consciousness. I am pure and conscious. I am the Shiva, I am the Shiva. Don't think the Shiva form that we worship, the Hindus they worship, that is Brahman. No. The quality of that, the word, the meaning of the word, the Shiva, means auspicious, the purity. What is the purity? Completely free from ego. The Shiva was not having any ego, so Shiva is always pure. The traditional Hindus, sometimes they'll be uttering Shiva, Shiva, Shiva. Why? Because to purify the mind. Not that Shiva, the image that is meditating and the snake is hanging from his neck, not that Shiva. It is the auspiciousness, a person who is completely free from ego, that auspiciousness. Now those who are practicing following the path of duality, they always and every time pray to God. And those who are following the path of non-duality, they always and every time remember the real nature of Atman. The followers of the path of knowledge, they feel Chit eva panchabhutani, Chit eva bhuvanatrayam, Vigyatam adhuna samyak, Aham eva chid eva hi. That is the 5th verse. There it says, I have realized. Now they were practicing. And after practicing, they are now realizing. What is the realization? Sometimes those who are worshipping the Krishna or the Kali or the Durga or the Ganesha, so after practicing that worshipping, they feel the mother is with them, the God is with them. There's sometimes they can hear the words. That is their realization. And they go filled in joy. And in the dream they will see their chosen idol has come, appear, talking to them, blessing them, accepting their prayer. So by that way they realize and they're filled with joy. Here, after practicing the path of knowledge, I am not this, I am not this, I am not this. Negation, negation, negation. And what happened then? He goes to the last and realize the 5 elements is all consciousness. What are the 5 elements? The earth, the water, fire, air and space. These 5 elements are nothing but consciousness. Everything is consciousness. Friends, those who know the biography of Sri Ramakrishna, it was when he was lying on his bed, almost the 1885, 86, that period. He was on the first floor of that building and someone was walking on that ground, on the grass. And by that time, Sri Ramakrishna was marching with each and everything. So he was in the bhumi, he was in the grasses, in the trees, in the air. So he asked someone, go and ask him not to walk on that, as if he is walking on my chest. The feeling. So that is called that consciousness, feeling of the consciousness. They felt like that. The other incident that we can quote, that the 2 boatmen, they were fighting and the boat was in the river, mid of the river. Sri Ramakrishna was sitting on the bank of that Ganga and he was just looking at them. Suddenly one person bit the other at the back. It was a very forceful blow. And he cried out as if he got the blow. And truly, afterwards people saw the blood clot at the back of Sri Ramakrishna. He felt that. And that is the reason all the time it is said, you should be moral, don't hurt others. Because when you are hurting someone, you are hurting the God. I can understand sometimes some people, in the name of God, they are beating people. They are asking people to go away. Oh, the foolish people, they don't understand. They are actually torturing the God. And they go inside bathing in the pure water and changing the new clothes, and then their Brahmanial marks will be there, and they are chanting from the Bhagavad Gita or holy places, and they are thinking that they are really doing something auspicious thing. No, wrong. That's why when a person is hurt, God is hurt. The Sri Ramakrishna's biography, Sri Ramakrishna's life, as the living example, the each and everything is consciousness. And that is the reason they always say, those who cannot defend themselves, like the ladies or the children, the elderly people, one should not hurt them at all, because the God is with them and their pain is reaching to the God. The 5 elements is nothing but the consciousness. These 3 worlds, Chit eva bhuvana trayam, all these 3 worlds that we see, what is the bhuvana? 3, that is the Swarga, Marta and Patala. Bhu, Bhuva, Swa, as they say. The Swarga, Marta and Patala, the heaven, the earth and the nether world, all that is consciousness. I have realized without doubt, Vijñātam adhuna samyak, I have realized without doubt what? I am also consciousness. Aham eva chid eva hi. All these 5 elements that we see, and all that, the sky and heaven and the earth and the nether world, each and everything is nothing but the consciousness. That is the realization. And then finally he said, I have realized without doubt that I am also the consciousness. So friends, that is the realization of the Gyana Margis. When they are following the path of knowledge, following the path of Gyana, they realize that the consciousness is Brahman. And sometimes when they say Satchid Ananda is the Brahman, Satchid Ananda Swarupa, by that way, if we understand, Sat means the eternal, and something we will, that is eternal, that is not going to be destroyed. It is the consciousness that removes the ignorance, and we can understand that beyond all these temporary things, there is the existence of permanence, and that is Sat. So consciousness is the basis. What is Brahman? Sat. But how? Because the consciousness which removes the ignorance. Chit, the knowledge. How the knowledge will come? By removing the ignorance. How the ignorance will be removed? By the consciousness. So again the consciousness. And similar way Ananda also, the bliss. So what is Brahman? And pure and simple. Consciousness is Brahman. And by this way we can understand, and all the time the Vedantin, they will prove this consciousness by all discussing about the Avasthatraya. The Avasthatraya, the three different stages, again and again we have discussed the Jagrat, Swapna and Susupti, the waking stage, dream stage, a dreamless sleep stage. And that is proof that consciousness is there. You need not to believe. Every day, every moment we are understanding it. So that consciousness, the aspirant in the path of knowledge, though constant practice of, through the constant practice of negation, I am this, I am not this, I am not this, realizes what? Now they are following the path of negation. Neti, neti, not this, not this. In Sanskrit they say neti, neti, not this, not this. Again, I am remembering, then in Belur Math, nearly 200, 300 monks and brahmacharyans, they'll be sitting in a long, big hall, and we used to eat, and sometimes some good items will come. That's called Bhandara days. Some rich people, they will give some money, and regularly there will be some lentils and rice and very simple food. But someday the news will spread, particularly for the young brahmacharyans. They'll be, I went and I saw the good food is coming. So today we won't eat the regular thing. So we will wait for the special, when they will serve. So when they used to bring the regular, we call it dal, that liquid, the lentils, and then all brahmachari will say, not this, not this, neti, neti, not this. Then second time they will bring a sort of some another, the mixed vegetable, all this mixed vegetable. And that time there was not much money in the Belur Math. So what they used to do, in the skins of the potato and other vegetables, the main thing they used to cook for Thakur, the little, and the skin of that they used to put into that, the whole thing. They will never throw it, they will wash and go. So that was also a beautiful taste. And we used to tell that the Belur Math special labra, so they will be giving, and that they used to give a lot. So you can eat full. But that special day, when you knew that something special is coming afterwards, all we used to say, neti, neti, not this. So neti, neti, not this, not this. The I am not the body, I am not this, I am not this. Ultimately what I am? Sarvatita, sarvagamya, khama eva ayam sthitaha. Yat tad asmi, tad eva asmi. Bhaktum shaknomi na itarat. Beautifully, this our Guru Vasistha is teaching, beyond everything, sarva atita, anything, any object, I am beyond that. Sarva Gamya, I am all pervading because I am the consciousness, all pervading. Kham eva ayam sthitaha, I am like the space. Space has no limit. We do not know where it ends. I am like that. I am everywhere. And yattadashmi, that which is existing, that I am. And then he says, I am that Brahman. I am that exist. How can you explain that this is Brahman? Only feeling. In the beginning itself, every day before reading, we always say that Swanubhuti eva manaya. Only through one's experience. You cannot explain it. You cannot say it. Because it is the anubhuti, it is the only realization you are feeling. Then he says, I am that. I am which is existing. I am that Brahman. Oh friend, beyond this I cannot say anything. That bhaktum shaknomi na itarat. Beyond this I cannot say anything. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he also said, I like to tell you, but you know, as if someone is choking my throat, I can't say. Why? You have to realize it, you have to feel it. I am that consciousness. How someone can give you that feeling that you are consciousness? So that is the way Rishi Vasistha then expressed the same idea of oneness through another 3 verses and concluding this particular chapter by saying, Sarva bhutantarasthaya nitta mukta chidatmane pratyak chaitanya rupaya mayham eva namo namaha. That is really, really revolutionary. And some people will close their ear when they listen to this. When young Narendra, the Swami Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said, read out this book to me. He said, no, it is blasphemy. It says that I am the God. I am worshipping myself. I am paying respect to me. It is blasphemous. No, I am not going to read. Sri Ramakrishna said, okay, at this moment, you need not to bother about understanding or accepting. Read it for me. I can't read. So you read it for me. So slowly, he gave this knowledge to Vivekananda. And afterwards, Vivekananda also said that. This is the realization. The path of knowledge, those who are following the path of knowledge, they don't have any God. They don't have any object. They don't have any symbol. They don't have any sound. Then, to whom they will pay respect? Do you know? Himself. He said, I worship myself. I bow down to myself. What is this myself? This little ego? The ego that is attached with this body? Wrong. That is not. Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam saranam bhaja. When the Lord Krishna is telling that, some people will say, oh, look at that. The Krishna is the only God. And here again the narrowness. Here again the ignorance. When the Krishna is telling, give it everything to me, it is not that Krishna in that form. It is the consciousness which is all pervading. Because he himself said, I am all that you see is nothing but me. Ekang shena sthito yagat. All this manifested thing that you see, the jagat, the universe, all belong to me. Don't think the all, my 100% I have to give it for that. Ekang shena, only little bit. And what is that Krishna? All pervading consciousness. Sarva bhuta antarasthaya nitta mukta chit atmane. He says in this way, the followers of the path of knowledge do not accept any god or goddess. Then to whom he or she will show respect? They say, after the realization of the Brahman, the aspirant of knowledge says, I offer my salutation again and again, verily to myself. Who is the indweller of every created being? What is that myself? The indweller of every created being, eternal, ever free, embodied knowledge, and of the form of innermost consciousness in individuals, that is called Pratyak Atma. If you like to know the form, it is the Pratyak Atma, innermost. Swami Vivekananda, based on this knowledge, he said, each soul is potentially divine. Each soul is potentially divine. The goal is to manifest the divinity within. How? By controlling nature, external and internal. So these are the practices. If you can control the external nature and at the same time my internal nature, then you are free. And that is each and he said, when you can worship God in that image, in the temple, in the shrine, why can't you worship that God in the living being? Who are they? When a person is hungry and you are throwing the food, oh, this is holy food, we cannot offer to anyone. Is it not really foolishness? Do you think the God will be happy with that? In some of the temples, they won't give the excess food. Then first they will cook and offer to God, and they themselves will eat. They will take it for their friends and relatives. Even then, after all their satisfaction, if there is some excess, give it to the poor. No. Why? Only holy people can eat. This is most unholy things they do. Even the poor, they are sitting outside, they won't give that food. So this is the way we have to understand. Religion means nothing but unselfishness. Religion means nothing but love. In the name of religion, if you are torturing people, then it is up to you, but it is not religion. It cannot be God. Thank you, friends. After all this, Sri Ramachandra is asking again. Then when all these things happen, after listening, this young boy, he will come and say, "Oh, Honorable Sir, you are talking about the consciousness. Well, the infinite consciousness is transcendental and it is not having any form. Then how this universe exists in it?" This question, we will listen to the answer of the Guru, the Vasistha, in our next class. Thank you. So let us, any question?
So, Oshit Das has a two-part question. His first part is whether rebirth will be only on future life or past life. That is first question. Second part is rebirth confined to Earth or any other planet in the universe?
Ashit, this is the karma, the accumulated karma. What is the karma? Your desire, our desire. So that is desire. Then some people, they like to be the administrator, they like to be the king, and some people, they are thinking this way, that way, isn't it? If we notice that each and every one are having so many desires, and with that desire, we are trying to perform those things to satisfy our desire. When those desires are not completely satisfied, and usually desire cannot be satisfied, and what happens then? A force. When we die, what happens? We, the Hindu, we believe that we leave only the body. Like the old used garment, we open and leave and put on next garment. Similarly, the old body we leave and go to another body where we can fulfill those desires. So this is the Karma Chakra. It is a circle of the karma. And naturally, with the karma, rebirth, reborn theory. And the second question, whether we will be in this earth again born or somewhere according to your karma. Some people, those who are very good, but they have not completely freed themselves from the desire. Some selfishness is there, and they like to be the controller of the air, the earth, the sky, and the sun. So they will be demigods. They will be living in that sphere. So their birth will be there. Those who are humanistic way, they are thinking, I should look after my family. They will come back to the family again as a human being. Those who are really, really crooked, cruel, they will take birth as a very heinous birth that will be. It is not mine, the scriptures are telling. Nakasya prishtate sukrite anubhutve imam lokam, that means on the earth, hinotaram bhavishanti. It may be downward, maybe, and the reptiles and the, like that. So karma and this rebirth, it goes. But when we can free ourselves from that desire, we are completely liberated. That is exactly what we discussed. Thank you.
This second question, the user is calling himself Vedanta Hinduism. He is asking if a person who follows the path of knowledge also has devotion for God, isn't enlightened yet, but has intense desire to be free, so after death will he be born again or attain mukti?
See, that depends on the intensity. That's a very good question, but that depends on the intensity. There is nothing wrong if you are mixing the path of knowledge. That means constantly you are analyzing and following. At the same time, you have the devotion. So they are going. So by that way, the ultimate thing is desire-free mind. That is the mukti. Mukti is, here again and again it says, your mind is binding you, your mind is giving you the freedom. How? If we have the desire, it is bound. If we don't have the desire, you are free. So that is the way he will get the freedom. Thank you.
Devashish is asking the next question. He is saying, in our life we come across many people like friends, relatives, etc. Is it something that we knew each other from previous birth, or also few other people who we always mentally match and we are happy to talk?
A very good question. That is true. That this is the way we can understand. I can prove also the reincarnation theory. So sometimes you will find a little boy, the finger's a little finger, but still he is playing the tabla. Where from he learned? Because from the past birth it comes. And when we are living with the person, maybe for years together, but we can't get along and we can't become the friends. But when you are traveling in a train or and there you come across someone, you talk for 5 minutes and you become very good friends. These are all the symbols of past life. Yeah, correct.
Arijit is asking the next question. Can one settle for both non-dual and dual if one finds solace in eternal Brahman and also feels aura and vibes for Ma, Bhavatarini and Gopal? Is this fluidity of focus obstruct spiritual growth?
It's nothing. That usually Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna has unified all the paths, all the practices. So then in the Ramakrishna mission, we follow all the paths and all the practices. But there is some choices, not that we go for the path of knowledge. Our Swamis are there. They follow the path of knowledge mainly, but at the same time they have a lot of devotions. And they work for the others also, as Swami Vivekananda said, service to man is service to Shiva, service to God. The same way. So all those together, that is also holistic development, that is also good. Realization is possible. But you have to remember, all the path that we are following, whatever the path we are following, we have to remember that there is a truth which is completely free from all these worldly things. So if we have any desire for the worldly objects, whatever it may be, we cannot reach to there. As the Hindi they say, Jahan Ram, tahan nahi Kam. Where is the God, there is no desire. Jahan Kam, tahan nahi Ram. Where is the desire, there is no God. So this is the main point. Whether we are following the path of knowledge or the devotion or the mixed of that, no problem. The problem is if we have the desire in any way, except the desire to realize God or to realize Brahman. Thank you.
The user Vedanta Hinduism is asking a second question. If everything is consciousness, then why does somebody hurt anyone? And still, why do people sometimes do animal sacrifices in Devi temple?
That is, so this is another, so the social norms are there. And that we should not mix up with this. This is the philosophical theories, but at the same time in the society there is a different things. So that sometimes to lessen that cruelty, they have introduced that you can offer this in the name of God, as they have introduced that before eating you should offer to God. You must have noticed that the Brahmins and many others, they will be taking a little water in the hand, they will offer it to Vishnu, then they will eat. Why? You are eating, why you are thinking? And we always say, quoting from the Bhagavad Gita, Brahmarpanam Brahmahavi, because the Vedantic way, who is the food and who is the eater, and the way eating, everything is nothing but the same consciousness. So the social norms, some things, that is not the total reflection of the religion. Religion is unselfishness and love, but in society you have to practice some sort of thing which it may, the unselfishness. Now someone will come and say, hey, you have a building, you have a house, give it to us, and you are practicing religion, you are unselfish, you go away. Will you give it? Will you accept it? No. So that you have to understand. Then in the practical way, Vyavaharika and Paramarthika. Then the Paramarthik way, there is nothing like that, everything is consciousness. Vyavaharika, in the practical, according to the situation you have to go. If you don't like, don't do it. Those who are liking it, let them continue. So this is the way you have to understand.
Shangamitra is asking the next question. If Atman is ever free, then who is born and who gets the fruits of karma?
This is ignorance, is a very good question. It's the ignorance only. We are not born. We are not suffering for karma, but only we are thinking that we are having this. In the dream, what we do? In the dream, sometimes I am running because the tiger is chasing. So what is that tiger and what is me and why we are running? After when we get up from the sleep, we say, oh my God, that was only a dream. But at that time I was afraid, I was running to save my life and I saw the tiger roaring and chasing, isn't it? The same way, at this moment, when our mind is not in that high level, we cannot understand that. But when it will go into that level, all these words that has been spoken, we can realize that. So that is, thank you. Another question.
One last minute has come. Swanali is asking, can a family person, in brackets Grihi, be able to awaken his Kundalini through simple devotion to God?
Of course, this a Kundalini means as the attention, complete attention. In a Grihi also, Grihi means who? The living in the household. And what he is doing? Practicing his Swadharma. As a husband, as a wife, as a father, as a mother. So they are practicing those things. And they are not harming anyone. They are not creating any problem to anyone. So rather they are, whatever the capacity, they are supporting the society. So nothing wrong. So naturally, if their mind is little free from the attachments, of course the Kundalini Shakti, that is the concentration, power of concentration, will surely awaken. There is no doubt about it. Thank you, friends. So, thank you for wonderful questions. Now, let us say Shanti 3 times and we conclude. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Harihi Om Tat Sat.